Добрый день, 大家好. I just met a Russian friend who can speak Mandarin, and I'm here to prove not every Russian supports the war. So firstly, can I have your name?
Yeah, 我姓彼得罗夫，我住在澳大利亚，我是俄罗斯人，我们
他来自俄罗斯。
现在new Russian flag, which doesn't have the
red color.
The blood on it.
So there's no blood on
so
this flag.
we're really in support of Ukraine. We're really in support of all freedom-loving nations, and including China. So that's why we joined here the Ukrainian protest against the war, against terrible crimes which Russia and Kremlin and Putin perpetrate right now, and has been doing against Georgians, against Chechens, against many other, even Kazakh and Central Asian nations also suffer from that.
Yeah.
So.
Not to mention Donetsk, Mariupol, Lugansk, everywhere in Ukraine.
Terrible crimes.
Completely terrible.
So, 光荣属于乌克兰。
光荣属于乌克兰. Slava Ukraini.
对。
I have a new Russian friend standing with me, and I'm here to prove not every Russian supports the war. So firstly, can I have your name first?
My name is Ilya Fomin.
And can you tell me where are you from?
I'm from Russia. I was born in the city of Moscow, actually. Then I spent a part of my childhood in a small village, so I also understand the rural Russia as well. Also refer countryside Russia as well. And then I moved moved back to Moscow. I got educated in Moscow. I finished bachelor's and master's in geology at Moscow State University. Then I joined protest. Then I joined protest in 2011. I was detained during protest in 2011. I got some not so nice conversations with the Russian security services, and after the discussions, I decided to leave Russia just because basically they were threatening me, so it was not a good situation. And from 2013, I'm living abroad. First, I spent several years in Switzerland, and then I got a job here in Australia, and I moved to Australia. But of course, I'm still interested in the political situation in Russia because it is still my home country, yes, and even like kind of even accent, whatever you bring, you cannot you ever just refuse from your country of origin or birth or whatever. It will still with you. That's why for us it is so important to stand here. For us, like many other Russians living here in Australia, it is very important for us to speak out against Putin's regime, speak out against this totalitarian ideology of the so-called Russian world. And of course, nowadays we support Ukraine because we are totally against occupation of this free and independent country by Russian forces. It is a big tragedy for us because many of us have friends and relatives from Ukraine. So of course there is also kind of it is simply not okay if Russian forces are going to bomb, I do not know, the house of your grandparents, or like for example my ex-girlfriend spent 10 days at the last story of an apartment building with her disabled mother just under shelling of the Russian army, which is just a totally terrible story. I tried to support her mentally as much as possible, but this is really a very, very sad story, and of course it's very important these days because it is a war. People are dying every day, so we must support them. And here we go out with another flag, which is kind of something to recognize. This is a white, blue, white flag. First of all, it is one interpretation. It is a Russian tricolor without blood, because without the red stripe. But also for Russians, it also resembles a flag of so-called Novgorod Republic. So Novgorod Republic is a medieval state in the northern Russia, in northern western Russia, which actually was a democratic state where people actually voted for decisions and so on. So this is kind of the combination of colors that is used on the modern flag, and this is the coat of arms they actually used to mint their coins. So this is with pretty much of historical perspective.
I see. And I noticed there's no red color anymore on this flag, which differs from the Russian flag.
Yes, because for us, of course, it is morally unacceptable to use the same flag. We do not want to be mixed with this regime. We do not want that a stranger on the street will just see these bloody Russians go for war, whatever. We need our flag, and I'm one of the co-authors of this flag worldwide. And I know that even within the first 2 weeks of war, they banned it in Russia. You will be detained for 10 days or 12 or 14 days in Russia just for letting this flag fly. Maybe even more now. I mean, it was in the beginning of war when they haven't even kind of really restricted freedoms, but now it is even worse.
So it's kind of like become a law to just arrest you guys for that ridiculous reason.
Yeah. It is what is called, for example, again, if you let a Ukrainian flag fly in Russia, it is again kind of a propaganda of neo-Nazi ideology, because according to Kremlin propaganda, it is neo-Nazi ideology, neo-Nazis in Kiev. That's why they actually freeing Ukraine from this neo-Nazi regime. And again, it is the same like support of neo-Nazi ideology, whatever. This is total bullshit, you know. It is kind of, you know, it is casus belli, what is called casus belli, the reason you start a war, you know, the formal reason you start a war, not a real one.
Yeah, but how could that reason be reasonable? Like Ukrainians used to be fighting against Nazi rather than being Nazi itself. It's just
propaganda is not about logic. It's not about even like the president of Ukraine. He's a Russian-speaking Jewish person. He's a Russian-speaking Jewish person. They're saying that there is neo-Nazi, anti-Russophobic, anti-Russian regime in Ukraine, which is just a total bullshit. Even like the ambassador and the deputy ambassador of Ukraine here in Australia, they are from Russian-speaking part of Ukraine, and they're perfect Russian speakers. Again, I mean, there was no Russophobia in Ukraine. People could get very high positions in the government, the president, ambassadors, and whoever in their country. It is just a narrative, because propaganda is not about logic or formal reasons. It is about causing strong emotions, igniting strong emotions.
About triggers people's emotions.
Exactly.
Let them do things that are impulsive.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you for the introduction, for the background. And in the end, as a Russian, can you show my audience your T-shirt?
Yeah, sure.
Stop war, and with the Ukrainian flag colors, blue and yellow.
Yes.
So it's time to stop the war.
Stop the war now!
Stop the war now! Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Особливо звертається до африканців закрити ці кошти для минулого.
Допомагати і будувати імідж України в Австралії, таким, як він зараз є. На третьому місяці війни австралійці інші, вони як себе, вони get it proud.